Hey guys, Silverbreak here. That's right, I'm back, and this time I'm going to be talking about card games. This is one of the card games I play. It's called Dragon Ball Super. Great card game. Now we're going to talk about the Jackie Chun deck. Now Jackie Chun, blue-yellow. Now what this leader does is it's typical World Tournament, Theme Booster 2, I believe, where it's when it attacks the leader, draw a card. And then when you're 4 life or less, on tap 2, and flip this card over. And the other side is that when it attacks, you draw a card. Now, the thing about this is that when it attacks a battle card, your opponent cannot combo. They can still use extra cards, but they cannot combo. And when it attacks, period, draw a card, and it becomes 20k. Now, this deck is okay. It's not the best. It's one of my for fun decks, but I've had this build for a while. Well, the yellow version. And I did the blue-yellow splash because multicolor, as you can tell here with the beers. Now, in itself, it's supposed to be a huge control deck. It's one of the decks I have the most fun with, but it's also not the best. Let's talk about the main deck. We have the Dendays. When you play this card, choose up to World Tournament card that enters cost of 5 or less from your deck, send it to your warp. Shuffle your deck, of course. And at the start of your next turn, add that card that was sent from the warp by this skill to your hand. So pretty much play this, warp a card, and then draw, and then the turn after, put it back to your hand, and then draw a card. Now, activate main. This one I don't do as much. It's 2 colorless if your leader's World Tournament, which of course it is. You may place this card into your owner's drop zone. Choose one World Tournament energy cost of 3 or less from your hand. Send it to warp, and then play it the turn after. The start of your next turn. Now I'm going to get into more detail about the combo. Senzu Bean. Everyone who plays blue knows this card. Activate battle. Choose one of your cards against plus 5,000 and choose 2 of your energy switch to the active mode. I play this card in every blue deck, or any splash blue deck, because it's just so good. So good. Why would you not play him? Then we have the Beerus, which fetch lands if you play Magic. I don't really play Magic. It comes in untapped, because normally what Energy Exhaust is, if this card is placed in the energy from any area, it's placed in rest mode. But if there's another multicolor, you ignore the Energy Exhaust. Then we have the Super Combos, which you could, when you combo this card of your leader's World Tournament and you have 5 or less cards, draw 1 card, it gets plus 10,000 combo. Now, the newer ones have a natural plus 10, but just when you're 4 life or less or whatever, you draw a card. This one is good because World Tournament and it's 5 or less, which can help you big time. Now, I also run 2 of this and 2 of the yellow one because it helps with something, I'm going to say. Now, this is what Yu-Gi-Oh! People would call a hand trap. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards that ends cost 4 or less, return it to the owner's hand. And if it's your turn, you choose one of your blue energy search to active mode. It was 4 that was released that were when they released multicolor. It's a 2 cost, play it, bounce something 4 or less. Now this is one of the less used ones. I like using it because it's just 4 drop or less, bounce it back. It does ignore deflect, which deflect means you cannot use counter plays. But the kind of place to play this card. So, yeah. Then we have the Bull deck. Arrival. Blue-yellow. Play this card from your hand when you have a blue and yellow in your combo area. Super combo is blue. Super combo is yellow. You can only have 4 in the deck. So, it's an easy combo. As exhaust, yeah. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, switch it to rest mode, then place the top card of your deck into your opponent's. This was used for Janemba. The reason why I played is to tap something in Magic terms. It comes in, tap that, you don't attack with it, It's really good for that because it can come out during your opponent's turn. And it's a blocker, but still. Now we have this. This is one of the newer cards. This is the reason why I built the blue-yellow. If you have a blue-yellow card in your energy, reduce the combo cost of this card in your hand and battle area by 1. Now, most multicolored stuff has a combo cost because they didn't want like a free combo like you know, if this didn't cost anything and it was a 5, be kind of, you know, broken. But now they're coming out with more stuff that are both colors, which is fine, but just back in the day when they first came out, they had to kind of test the water. But this one is free arrival, pretty much. We have the promos. Son Goku Heroic Successor. Double strike, affects 2 damage instead of 1. When you play this card, if your leaders will tournament card, look at one card from the bottom of your deck, and then choose a specific card. A Vegeta Jr. Heroic Successor from it. Play it and shuffle your deck. Now, you could choose one Vegeta Heroic Successor in rest mode in your battle area and switch it to active mode. And yeah, it's this is the one. It's an upstart, meaning you give your opponent 1,000 life points and you draw a card. But since you played that card, there was no negative towards it. Like, your opponent got 1,000, oh well. You know, it's a draw and it's a draw. Now, this one is critical, which it goes, the life goes into your opponent's drop. Okay. If your leaders will tournament card, place this card at the bottom of your deck, then draw one card. Upstart. Active main, anytime. You could have 3, and, you know. When this card is switched to active mode by the Son Goku Jr. Heroic Successor skill, choose one Son Goku Heroic Successor in rest mode in your battle area and switch it to active mode. Now this is where the combo comes into play. Because what I would do is turn 1, hopefully, turn 1 I hope to get an energy, multicolor. I would want to charge this and then go into this, but if I have to charge this and then this, that's fine. That's what I hope to do. So the game doesn't always work that way with, you know, card games. But I'd play this if needed turn 1, but not really. So I'd get either this or this. And then turn 4 go into my combo and get like a lot of strikes, you know. And then this will keep the board kind of clear. You know, it'd be fun. There's a lot of like messing around I could do with this deck at times. It's a more convenient deck in terms of the way it plays. Now we have the Flying Nimbus. Flying Nimbus. One of the best at gates right now. Because counterattack, negate the attack. Then you place one yellow card in your hand into the drop area. It's gotta be yellow. And then your opponent can only attack with one more battle card. They can attack with leader multiple times. But if they have a huge field and they attack with their leader, Flying Nimbus. People do not attack with leaders first, unless you have to. Because they Nimbus you and then you're just like, oh. Now, there's a lot of like timing, like it's just, you have to time it right. That's what I found about this card. If you time it wrong, you're dead. Because it's like, oh, I wasn't going to go in. Next turn, when you want that Nimbus, you don't, you're dead. It's just the way it is, you know. Like, it's really good because it's very hard to counter with battering being banned. Because that needed to go. But it's a really good card. Like, I run that too. Master Roshi. Martial Master. When you play this card, hurt yourself. Choose one card in your life, add it to your hand. Pay one active main, hurt yourself again, but it goes to your hand. Choose one Moon Destroying Kamehameha from your deck, add it to your hand, and then escape this skill for the rest of the game. Once per game. That's the way they say it. Yeah. Pretty easy to use. It helps with Arrival. I'm thinking of cutting this down a little, but it's really helpful, you know. Moon Destroying Kamehameha. Now this is one of my favorite cards. There was another combo with this that I can explain later, but for now, Moon Destroying Kamehameha is that if your leader card is Jackie Chun, which can only be played with one leader, it gets plus 15,000 power. Sorry, numbers aren't really. For the duration of the battle, you choose one card in your battle area in rest mode, place it, destroy it, and then draw a card. There was another card that pretty much said that when this is placed in the drop area by your skills or by like skills in general, you get another combo piece. But it was very unreliant, and it was very hard to pull off. But the Moon Destroying Kamehameha is still 15k power, and it can really save you. We got Time Magic. Time Magic's a really good card. Negate the attack ability card is yellow, so you can't just put it in any deck like Flying Nimbus. Negate the attack, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier. You cannot switch active mode until the start of your turn. It's really good, because if your opponent does like Kaioken, and they just go in, but then again, Kaioken, they would take out your Time Magic, but still, like, they don't take out Time Magic. Okay? Kaioken. Ignoring barrier, it cannot stand back up. That's it. But it's a lifesaver, because you use it with, like, use it against, like, Fu. Use it against, like, triple attackers that can't stand up. Sparking 5. This skill takes effect when you have 5 or more cards in your drop area. Sometimes that's annoying to do, but this deck not so much. You can activate this card's counter skill by hurting yourself. Now, there's been moments where I'm like, oh, I have the sparking. Oh no, I don't. But it's more for other decks. This deck doesn't. I guess it does more like it's still the guy. Yeah. Then we have the other super combo, and then we have Champa the Trickster. This is one of the best cards right now. It's so good. It's so fun to play too. This is a lifesaver. You will enjoy it so much. I got these when they were 50 cents. Now they're like $5 each. Well, I got one when they were 50 cents, but still. If a multicolored is in your hand, you reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. This is the yellow version. It's a blue version. Yellow version. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. Switch to the rest mode, then draw one card if it's your opponent's turn. Counterplay. Now, it says ignoring barrier. It ignores deflect too. So, there's a card called Gogeta. What it does is sparking 10. You play it. You crit yourself to make your opponent shovel their hand back into their deck. Now, the thing about that is that since it's your opponent's turn, their autos activate first. So you play that, even though it has deflect, you play the card for 2, you force it to be rested, you do the effect, and you pretty much just saved yourself. Because now you go up to 3 cards, wait, you draw a card, that's 4. Yeah, that's one of the better plays to do, because Gogeta has triple strike. And when you have 3 life and you have 3 cards in your hand, you better play those in the gates. And I'm pretty sure they'd have more on the field. Now, this next was the original combo. I had it at 4-4, but it was kind of clunky because you needed to play this turn 3. And most of the time, the games, your hand or something just wasn't as consistent as you would want. But if you got it off, it was deadly, but it still didn't kill your opponent. Barrier. Barrier cannot be activated. It cannot. They don't have it on here. Dang it. So what barrier does is that it's cannot be chosen, like at all. Cannot be chosen by your opponent's effects. I think that's the actual wording. I have to look it up. Yeah. But it's pretty much staying there. But there are things that ignore barrier now. Which that's also another reason why this wasn't good. So, choose this guy, which, yeah, okay, I'd have to choose one unyielding victories, Jackie Chun, this guy, in your battle area, and switch to the rest mode. If your leader card is Yellow World Tournament, so there is another leader announcer that uses all World Tournaments, but they made it specifically so this one only works with the yellow one. Are they going to come out with new Yellow World Tournament cards? I hope, leaders, I hope so. Because as much as this card right here is really, really good with its effect to be able to be like attack 20k, you cannot counter combo. Sorry. They'd be like, oh, okay. Sensu Bean, it's not a combo. Sensu Bean, it's not a combo. However, that was more of an issue early on, but still, it was it was kind of tough, you know. Like, I still love the deck. It's one of my more favorite decks to play. It's really cheap. And I like the blue splash because of this combo. Because this combo is a lot more consistent and you don't need to wait till like turn 5. You know, like this one, because like turn 3, you'd have to play, when you have 3 energy, you have to play this and hope it stays on the field. Because if you leave the cards yellow, will tournament. For the duration of turn, this card gets plus 5,000 power, double strike, and triple attack. Double strike, hurt yourself too. Deals 2 damage. So what it is that deals 2 damage. Triple attack, attacks 3 times. Some people get those mixed up, but like I don't. You know, like I understand why people get them mixed up, but I just don't feel like it's that difficult, because like what else would it be? You know, triple attack, attacks 3 times. So unyielding victory, Jackie Chun. Blocker, pretty much when your opponent declares an attack, you could tap it so that instead of attacking whenever it's attacking, it attacks this instead. 20k, so that I have to combo up, but yet I have to tap it. So barrier, same thing. At the end of your turn, choose one unyielding victory Son Goku in your battle area and KO it. If you KO'd it, choose this card and one of your energies switch them to active mode. The reason why I still have this in there is because I don't have a lot of things to really replace it, and I kind of like the combo. It's more of a backup plan, because right now this is my kill combo, because attack and double strike, and then critical, and then standing them both back up. Amazing, you know, like, and you could have multiple on the field too. I mean, you could have multiple of these on the field, but still, it was not as consistent. Even though yellow was a control color, you know, it had a lot of control extra cards, it still was difficult. Now, this is one of my favorite cards ever, at least now. For the Dark Banisher, triple attack, Overwhelm 8 for a cost of 4. Now, Overwhelm is that, okay, so for Overwhelm 8, you need 8 cards in your drop area, or your graveyard, your GY. And you send them to your warp, which is like the banish. Yeah. For 4 cost, but you need at least 8. But you warp your entire drop area. Your opponent cannot activate skills until they choose 1 card in their hand and send it to the warp. Now this effect's a little wonky, but I played in a lot of my other decks just because I realized now how easy it is. You know, like, it's just you play that, you know, just like yeah. Like, if you want to activate anything, you need a card in your hand. Though sometimes it can backfire with things like Frostedly Poison and stuff like that, you know, which is something I could add in, at least sideboard, you know. Now, it's got triple attack, and it's 25k. There are cards that can mess with this, but for the majority of it, it's really, really a good, solid card. Most decks, I think, still run. I don't know. Like, yeah. So a lot of decks still run it, but still, it's better than, I used to play a card called Scientist Fu, which was almost the same thing, except it had double strike instead of triple attack, and you drew 2 cards. When I started playing during set 3, that card was like wanted. A lot of people I knew wanted that card, and they wanted multiple copies because it was so good. Now, did this replace that card? No. A lot more cards came out that became better, and some decks don't even run like Overwhelm. But it's a finisher. And Scientist Fu, even though you drew 2, you know, anyways, yeah, it's a really solid card, and the whole purpose of this deck is control. But I'm missing, like, I'm not really missing because this is the way I want my deck to be, but at the same time, I don't expect to do well when I play it. It's a really fun deck to play if you play kind of more for fun decks, but if you play like a really strong deck like Baby, you're not gonna have a good time with this deck, because Baby just doesn't care. Yeah, you can attack their big 6-drop and prevent them from comboing, but at that point they just negate it, you know. Anyways, I don't really have much in terms of a sideboard ready because it's one of my for fun decks, so yeah. Alright, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.